Chapter 01: Basics of Organic Food. Organic foods have become very popular. However, knowing the maze of organic food benefits, labels as well claims can be confusing. In fact, there are many people who asked if organic foods are really healthier or not. But why you should consider organic foods? Are they beneficial to your health? Well, whatever your questions are, it is important to know about organic foods. Organic foods, as its name implies, are produced through organic farming. Nowadays, many countries promote organic farming as more and more people are seeking for organic foods that would provide them long-term health benefits. Healthy eating can offer you healthier life, but for you to achieve this, you should eat more vegetables, fruits, good fats, and whole grains. However, some have questions about the safety, sustainability, and nutrition of organic foods. So, what does organic means? 1. Organic foods defined. Organic refers to the process on how products are produced and grown. Particular requirements should be maintained and met so that products will be labeled as organic. The organic crops should be grown in safe soil. They should have no modifications and should remain separate from the conventional products. When it comes to producing organic foods, farmers are forbidden to use bioengineered genes or GMOs, synthetic pesticides, sewage fertilizers, and petroleum-based fertilizers. In terms of organic livestock, this should have access to outdoors and must be given organic feed. They will not be given growth hormones, antibiotics, or any byproducts. What are GMOs, or genetically modified organisms? GMOs, or GE foods, are animals or plants in which their DNA has been changed. Such products have undergone tests to know their effects on the environment and humans. In several countries, organic products don't intentionally contain GMOs. 2. The perks of organic foods. Organic foods offer a wide range of benefits. Several studies show that the organic foods have more beneficial nutrients than the conventionally grown foods. Moreover, people who have allergies to preservatives, chemicals, or foods often seek for their symptoms reduced when they only eat organic foods. Aside from that, the best thing about organic foods is that they contain lesser pesticides. These pesticides are chemicals including herbicides, insecticides, and fungicides. Such chemicals are used in the conventional agriculture, and the residues remain in or on the food you eat. 3. Understanding the organic food labels. Once you have considered organic foods, there are several terms that you should understand in order for you to make the most of these foods. When shopping around, keep in mind that natural foods are not equivalent to organic foods. Natural foods don't have any production standards that must be met. Organic foods, on the other hand, have certification that they have met the set of production standards. Such standards may vary from one country to another. For instance, in US, organic foods have USDA organic label. This indicates that the food is 100% organic. There are also other labels offered on the organic foods in other countries like Canada and Australia. So, depending on your residency, make sure that you know the organic food labels for you to ensure that you are getting the right foods. Chapter 02: Why organic food is essential. No matter what type of diet you are into, organic foods should be your priority. Considering organic foods is an effectual option for planetary and personal health. Purchasing organically grown foods that are free from harmful chemicals and bursting with more taste and nutrition should be considered by all people across the globe, as this can be the key for them to have a good health. But what are really the reasons why you should eat organic? There are many reasons why you should switch to organic foods today. These are as follows. Top reasons why you should settle with organic foods. Avoid chemicals. Eating organic foods is the only key for you to avoid any harmful chemicals that are present on commercially grown foods. Over 600 active chemicals were registered for agricultural use in the U.S., and billions of pounds were used every year. However, because of organic farming, using such chemical were reduced and were only used to conventional foods. That is the reason why you can be assured that you are safer with organic foods. Benefits from more nutrients. Organic foods have higher content of beneficial nutrients compared to other foods. These foods contain nutrients including mineral, micronutrients, vitamins, and enzymes. The reason behind it is that the soil used is nourished and managed with sustainable practices by production standards. So, expect that you will get more nutrients once you have considered organic foods. Better taste. The best thing about organic foods is that they taste better because well-balanced and nourished soil produces strong and healthy plants. This is true with the heirloom varieties that are cultivated for the taste over appearance. Avoid GMO. Foods that are genetically engineered are actually contaminating today's food supply. Therefore, if you want to make sure that your foods are healthy, choose only organic foods. Avoid antibiotics, drugs, and hormones in animal products. Conventional dairy and meat products contain highest risk for contamination. More than 90% of pesticides were consumed to product dairy and meat products. However, if you choose organic foods, you will be able to avoid this. Plus, you will get the right nutrients you deserve without indulging any chemicals or preservatives. Preserve our ecosystems. Organic farming helps in preserving ecosystems. This also supports farming in harmony with the nature. Crop rotation and preservation of soil keep the farmland healthy, and the chemical abstinence can help in preserving the ecosystem. Insects, birds, soil organisms, and wildlife can play their roles in the ecology's tapestry. Also, humans can also do their parts without compromising some things. Lessen pollution and protect soil and water. Agricultural pesticides, fertilizers, and chemicals are contaminating in the environment, which poisons the supply of water and destroys the fertile farmland's value. The organic standards don't permit the utilization of toxic chemicals in farming and need responsible management of biodiversity and healthy soil. Keep your future generation safe and healthy. One of the main reasons why you should stick with organic foods, as these have the power to help you keep safe and healthy. Some experts said that these foods can prolong one's life and can offer them a healthier lifestyle. So, if you want to get rid of any diseases or some health risks, then this is the right time for you to stay healthy by considering organic foods. There are other reasons why you should pick organic foods. Even if you are used to conventional foods, organic foods can make a difference and may offer you something that would allow you to experience a healthy lifestyle. Chapter 03: How to know if you are getting organic food. Organic foods are very different from the commercially grown ones. There are terms that you need to know. Other than that, you also need to be aware of the food labels for you to know if it is really organic or not. So, how will you know if you're getting the right organic foods? 1 ways to determine that you bought the real organic foods. Determining organic foods is not really difficult, but there are ways for you to know if you have got the real ones. Some of these are the following. Read the food label. One of the best ways to determine that you have bought the real organic foods is by reading the food labels. At present, there are tons of food labels in today's market. However, this may differ depending on where you live. If you are living in the United States organic foods met the standards or regulations. Farmers who will not follow the rules, yet they said that their products are organic, will pay a penalty. To know if you have got an organic food, its food label should indicate that it is 100% organic and should only contain organic ingredients. The products that were made with 70% of organic ingredients should have a label of made with organic ingredients. Those food labels that only come with organic label should have at least 95% of organic ingredients by fluid volume or weight, excluding salt and water. Determine if the food is natural or organic. When shopping around, it is important to determine if your foods you chose are natural or organic. You have to keep in mind that natural is different from organic. Natural foods may be partly organic and partly not. The reason behind it is that this does not meet any standards in organic farming. But once you said organic foods, they are produced in accordance to the standards set by a particular country. So, make sure that your chosen food is organic, not natural, as this can make a difference. There are other ways you can consider, but those mentioned ones are the common ways to pick the real organic foods. So, if you don't want to waste your time and money on other foods, then this is maybe the right time for you to consider the ways to choose organic foods. 3. Importance of knowing organic foods. It is very important for you to learn how to determine organic foods. If you don't want to throw your time and money to waste, then you should know how to find organic foods in the market. With this, you will avoid various things like ruining your diet. If your diet is focused on organic foods, getting faulty foods may ruin your diet. Another reason why you should know how to determine organic foods is that this can let you know the difference of natural foods or commercially grown foods from organic foods. Chapter 04. Why is it good to buy foods in raw form? If you have finally decided to consider organic foods for your daily living, another thing that you need to know is the techniques to buy these foods. One of the best ways to buy organic foods is in their raw form. This may be weird for some consumers, but this can actually offer you advantages that could change the way you live or eat nowadays. But why should you buy foods in their raw form? What are the reasons behind it? 4. Why buy foods in their raw form? If you are just starting to consider organic foods, there are several reasons why you should buy them in their raw form. Some of these reasons are fresh. The good thing about buying foods in their raw form is that you will be able to get them fresh. With this, you can be assured that your chosen foods are still loaded with the nutrients you need or beneficial for everyone to have a healthy lifestyle. In addition to that, fresh organic foods can make a difference as they taste better compared to those processed ones. Foods that are raw form can be preserved naturally and easily. If you don't usually consume your foods instantly, foods that are in their raw form can be preserved easily and naturally. Because of this, you don't have to worry about consuming all of your foods in just one day, as there is a way for you to preserve them without the need to use any preservatives or chemicals. The only thing that you need to do is to store them in your fridge or in your own food storage. If you don't have any idea on how to preserve foods naturally, you can ask some assistance from your friends, or you can search online. You will get all the nutrients. Another reason why buying foods in their raw form is recommended is that this will allow you to get all the nutrients you need so that your body systems will function well. Once you get them in their raw form, their contained nutrients are not lessened as they have not undergone any process. It's cheap. If you are on a budget, buying foods in their raw form can help you enjoy savings. Foods that are in their raw form are cheap. This just means that you will be able to buy as many as you can without worrying about your budget. With the mentioned reasons above, There is no doubt why buying foods in their raw form is much advisable for every shopper. So, if you want to reap all the benefits of buying foods in their raw form, then this is the perfect time for you to change your routine when shopping around. Chapter 05. Cook from scratch. If you consider organic foods as part of your daily meals, cooking from scratch is a wise option. Though this may be tough for some, cooking from scratch is quite easy, especially if you will let your creativity works. You have to keep in mind that anyone can be a cook. Whether cooking is your passion or not, you can be assured that you will get success from cooking from scratch. Cooking skills can be learned if you want to. So, if you want to enjoy the most of organic foods, then you should start cooking from scratch, as this can be helpful. 1. How to cook from scratch. Things to consider. Cooking from scratch is not new, especially for those who are used to cook several dishes for everyday meal. Unfortunately, those who are new to cooking may find cooking hard for some reasons. Regardless of your experience in cooking, you can easily get started on how to cook from scratch by considering some things. 2 things to take for consideration when cooking from scratch. There are various things that you need to bear in mind once you started to cook from scratch, and these are as follows. Ingredients to use. One of the things you should consider is the ingredients you will use. More often than not, some of you may be ready to cook your desired recipe, yet your ingredients are not prepared. If you are planning to cook from scratch, you should ready all your ingredients needed. This will not just save your time, but also this will not confuse you. Your desired recipe. Your desired recipe should also be one of your considerations. Whether you are a first-timer or not, knowing what you want to cook can make things much easy or simple. So, before you start with your cooking session, you should know your preferred recipe. But this does not mean that you will follow all the things included in the recipe. You can cook in your own way. It depends on how you will prepare your meals. Kitchen tools required. It is also essential to have your needed kitchen tools. The reason behind it is that cooking can be quite complicated if you don't have the right kitchen tools. So, make sure that you have your needed kitchen tools before you start cooking. Time and focus. In cooking, you need time and focus. It is because cooking has several processes, and this may depend on your chosen recipe. Therefore, if you want to make your cooking experience successful, then spend time and always focus when cooking from scratch. With those things in mind, you can guarantee that your journey in cooking from scratch will be successful and can offer you a fulfilling experience, which you can't get from cooking while following a particular recipe on a cookbook or cooking shows. 3 advantages of cooking from scratch. Cooking from scratch may be a bit hard for some, but once you have mastered this talent, you will be able to enjoy tons of advantages. One of the advantages you will get is that you will be able to save money from buying foods on several stores. With this, even if you are on a budget, you don't have to worry about your meals, as you can always cook from scratch. Cooking from scratch can also boost your cooking skills, even if you don't have plans about opening your own restaurant or pursuing a career in culinary. Learning how to cook from scratch can ready you for your future. If you are the type of person who doesn't eat out and prefer homemade meals, then you should consider cooking from scratch as your routine. If one of your family members have allergies on some ingredients like preservatives, cooking from scratch can let you control the things that you will use. Through this, all of your family members can enjoy the meals you cooked. So, if you like to enjoy your daily meals, learn how to cook from scratch and discover the difference. Chapter 06. Saving money by buying in bulk. Shopping around on a budget is not that easy because you have to purchase only those things you really need. When it comes to organic foods, if you are on a budget, there is a great way for you to save money and stick on your budget. You can do this by buying in bulk and preserving. There is no doubt that organic foods are expensive compared to those commercially grown. But once you have bought in bulk, you can get discounts, which can allow you to save an ample amount of money. 6. Buying in bulk and preserve. If you are not fond of buying in bulk, there are many reasons why you should start buying in bulk today, and here are some of the following. Experience savings. Buying in bulk can give you the chance to experience savings. With this, you will be able to use some of your money on some things, which you may need at home. So, if you don't want to spend a huge amount of money from buying products by piece, then this is the right time for you to buy in bulk. Get discounts. You can get discounts once you buy in bulk. If you don't have coupons or anything that could let you enjoy savings, buying in bulk is another way to get discounts. Preserve. Once you have bought in bulk, you can preserve the foods. You can also make some meals from scratch without the need for you to go back to the supermarket and buy your needed ingredients. By preserving foods, the only thing that you need to do is to keep them in a food storage that is free from any infestation. Keep in mind, even if you have bought in bulk, you should know how to store them properly. Buying in bulk can cost you a huge investment, but in the long run, this can help you save money. So, if you don't want to consider wasting some of your money, then consider buying in bulk now. 6. How to preserve. Preserving includes several steps, but once you have done this properly, you will be able to enjoy the most of your chosen foods. So, how can you preserve foods? You can preserve foods by storing them in your refrigerator. There are foods that last when they are stored in a place with cool temperature. So, if you are planning to buy in bulk, see to it that you already have an area where you can store all your purchased foods. Another way to preserve is by making something out of your bought foods. You can make sandwich spreads, or you can make foods that can last up to several days. When preserving, it is also a good idea to have your own food storage. With this, you can easily organize the foods you have bought. Plus, it won't be tough for you to search for the food you want to eat, as they are organized well. Chapter 07. Preferring local farmers for buying organic food. Organic foods are known to be expensive. That is the main reason why others hesitate to consider such foods, because they think that they can save much more from conventional foods, which are unhealthy. Fortunately, there is a way for you to enjoy organic foods even if you are on a budget, and this is by buying in season. Many people have already done this before, and most of them are enjoying savings. So why buy in season? 7. In season defined. Seasonal foods are much fresher, more nutritious, and much tastier compared to foods that are out of season. Out of season foods are those foods which are forced to grow. Farmers typically use some chemicals for them to grow the foods, even if they are not in season. In-season foods or seasonal foods mean that seeds germinate in the soil at the perfect time. This just means that plants grow naturally and much stronger, which maximize their nutritional benefits for everyone. The best thing about in-season foods is that they are to ripen. Farmers don't use anything to make them grow faster. Instead, they are harvested at the right time. With this, you can be assured that your plants don't have any disease and can offer your needed nutrients. Although you will get foods in the supermarket anytime you want, out-of-season foods may come at a pricey rate. Plus, this comes with reduced nutritional quality and can be a burden in the environment. 7. Benefits of buying in season. There are many benefits of buying in season, and they are: allows you to save money. The best thing about buying in season is that you can save money. Foods that are in season are usually cheap because of the supply. Therefore, if you are on a budget, this is the right time for you to buy foods that would offer you more nutrients. lets you enjoy the most of organic foods. Buying in season can also let you enjoy the most of organic foods, because this is the time when foods are still fresh and contain more nutrients. Through this, you will be able to avoid taking chemicals from the foods you eat. So, if you pay importance to your health, then start buying in season. You have to take note that pesticides can be easily removed on plants, but once you consider buying in season, you will enjoy the best of organic foods can offer. Enjoy quality and fresh foods. If you chose to buy in season, you will also enjoy quality and fresh foods. With this, you can be assured that you will get all the nutrients to have a healthier lifestyle, no matter what your goals in life. You will only experience those mentioned benefits once you bought in season. So, always consider buying in season, because this can make a difference. Chapter 08. Buy from local farmers. Many people have probably told you to buy locally grown a million times, and you also have seen local farmers selling various organic foods around your area. But why do you need to buy from local farmers? What is the difference if you will buy from the supermarket? What is its offered benefits to the community and environment? 1 reasons why you should buy from local farmers. There are tons of reasons why you should buy from local farmers. Some of them are: 1. Local foods taste better. Through buying local, you will get the freshest foods available. You will also enjoy its offered nutrients without worrying about anything. 2. Local foods are much nutritious. Once foods are harvested and produced quickly, they will lose nutrients. But once you consider buying from local farmers, you will get the nutrients they contain. 3. Local foods preserve genetic diversity. Farms that grow only small number of foods because they can tolerate packing, harvesting, shipping, as well as storage. This leaves small genetic diversity in supply of food. On the other hand, family farms grow a large number of various in extending their growing season, which provide great flavor and eye-catchy colors. 4. Local foods promote energy conservation. Once you buy locally, you can conserve energy. You don't have to travel for several miles or kilometers just to get the foods you desire. By buying locally, you can save gas. 5. Local foods don't require packaging. If you buy from local farmers, you don't have to package foods properly, as you can just place them in your baskets or eco bags. There are millions of reasons why you should buy from local farmers. If you want to boost your country's economy, pay importance to the local farmers, because without them, each of you will not have nutritious foods that can prolong one's life. So, buy from local farmers now, and find out why there are numerous individuals who are now choosing to buy in local markets. Chapter 09. Grow your own food. Growing your own food is one of the things that you should learn if you want to have a healthy lifestyle. Although others don't having time to plant foods on their backyard, having a garden of vegetables and fruits can lead you to a healthier future. That is why you should start growing your own food as soon as possible, because this could be the chance for you to live a life that is much healthier and away from any health risks. 9. 1 benefits of growing your own food. One of the main benefits of growing your own food is that you will be able to improve the health of your family. If you eat more fruits and vegetables, you can stay healthy. You can get all the nutrients you need, and you can be able to teach your kids about the importance of fruits and vegetables to have a healthy life. Another benefit of growing your own food is to save money on groceries. Expect that your grocery bill will shrink once you have started growing your own food. In addition to that, you will not run out of stock, as you can always pick the foods that you want for your everyday meal. Reducing environmental impact is another advantage of growing your own food. This can help you save the environment and you can conserve energy. However, once you have started growing your own food, make sure to not use any chemicals. It is because this may affect your health, and this can also have an impact to the environment. 9. 2 things to consider when growing your own food. A lawn. You don't need a big lawn to grow your own food. A small lawn can do. Plants you want to grow. When growing your own food, you should know the plants you want to grow. If you like fruits and vegetables, choose those that can fit to your lawn. Gardening tools. You should also have some gardening tools for you to grow your own food successfully. Chapter 10. Things to avoid. Even though organic foods were proven to provide numerous health benefits, not all people consider this kind of foods because of various reasons. However, once you have considered organic foods, there are still some things to keep in mind. You need to be aware of the things that you should avoid in order for you to make the most of organic foods. Although buying organic foods may be easy for some, there are still several things that you must avoid. Some of these things include buying foods out of season. One of the main things that you should avoid is to buy foods out of season. You have to keep in mind that foods which are out of season are quite expensive because there is only limited supply. However, once you buy in season, you can be assured that you can buy organic foods at their cheapest price. So, if you want to save an ample amount of money, make sure to always buy in season because this can offer you a difference, especially if you are on a budget. Buying by piece. Organic foods are quite costly. That is the main reason why others hesitate to consider this kinds of foods. But there's always a way for you to save money when buying organic foods, and this is by buying in bulk. This just means that you should avoid buying by piece. Aside from wasting some of your money, you will also waste your time. Therefore, if you have extra cash, buy in bulk, as this can actually let you save money in the end. Not reading food labels. There are cases that some consumers don't read food labels. If you always forget reading food labels, you should think twice, and maybe you must get started with reading labels on foods you buy. The reason behind it is that there are several foods are not really 100% organic. You have to remember that natural is different from organic. So, read labels before you consider any food from a farmer's market or supermarket. Not learning how to preserve. The best thing about organic foods is that you can preserve them, but there are some who don't know how to preserve them. That is the reason why they end up wasting some of their money from ripened vegetables or fruits. Organic foods must be preserved properly for them to last. If you don't have any idea on how to preserve these foods, you should ask for assistance from others who are already considering these foods for their daily meals. You can also seek for tools that can help you preserve organic foods. If your friends are still considering conventional foods, asking some farmers about how you can preserve is never been a bad idea. Through this, you will be able to learn the step-by-step process of preserving organic foods. There are other things you should avoid once you have considered switching from conventional foods to organic foods. But those mentioned ones above must be kept in mind always for you to reap the benefits offered by organic foods.